Welcome to part 10 of the RevSim Virtual Coffee Break series. Today we're going to talk a little bit about data classification. I'm here with Alan Chalker of the Ohio Supercomputer Center. Just want to briefly tell you about RevSim.org. RevSim is an online community-driven initiative with the goal to democratize simulation. Democratizing HPC is one part of that. There are many parts to RevSim.org. And let me tell you a little bit about those very quickly before I hand it off to Alan. Again, RevSim.org is the website, and there you'll find, again, information not only pertaining to HPC, but many of the disciplines within engineering and product development for democratizing. And again, I mentioned before, it's a community-driven, so people like you who are viewing this are welcome to participate, welcome to help guide this initiative. And this slide here will give you a little bit more detail as to some of the other members and stakeholders involved. And with that, I'm going to turn things over to Alan and get right into it.
Okay, thanks, Bob. The case study today that I'm going to talk about is a data analytics firm called SuperH. They are a very interesting startup in that one of the founders of the company is a faculty member at Ohio State University that has utilized OSC's resources from an academic side for many, many years. He decided to help start this data analytics company with some of the skills and algorithms that he had developed around big data, doing analysis for other companies of things that they might need to look at in terms of how to get to market or how to optimize certain things or what's going on with their competitors. And when he stood up this company, the logical thing for him to do was to come utilize OSC's awesome service for commercial clients to make use of many of the same resources and solutions that he was using on the academic side on the commercial side. So an example of one of the things that they did is they basically created or populated a MySQL database that we stood up. Many people don't realize that you can, with supercomputing and high-performance computing, utilize everyday kind of enterprise-level computing tools sometimes, such as SQL databases. So they've got a MySQL database that's accessing a large data store, doing some processing analysis. An example of a project that they did was to do some analysis and processing of data from PubMed. So PubMed is a publicly funded, federal government-funded database. I believe it's provided by the National Institutes of Health here in the United States. And it basically archives and hosts any paper or journal article or any type of publication that's in the medical field. It's very helpful for biomedical researchers to understand the latest research, what's going on, cross-reference links, and just stay on top of everything that might be going on in their field. One of the issues with it is that there's a schema of the data that goes into PubMed. It's not completely consistent. A good example is the research institution name. So it might be that somebody, as an example, working at Ohio State University might have entered the name as the Ohio State University, because we're big on putting the in there. Someone else might have entered it as Ohio State University without the. Somebody might have entered it as Ohio State, no university on it. All of those refer to the same institution, but as you can imagine, if you're trying to do a filter or search, it's difficult to capture and collect all of those. So they ran an analysis using their software and their tools on OSC's resources to find all the iterations of these institution names and group them together so that somebody potentially in the biomedical industry who wants to find something can utilize this to clean up the data a little bit and make sure they understand what's being done at any given university or any given research group. So that's just one example of something that they've done. They've done a variety of other things in terms of looking at technology portfolios, geographical patterns to technologies. And again, all of those are really using common database technology that many people are familiar with, but scaled up to a level because of the significant petabytes and thousands of cores that we make available via our HPC system that would make it very difficult to do this on a normal, say, desktop or large workstation. So with that, I just want to point out that if you want any more information about that particular case study, we do publish all of these on the OSC website. We do want to encourage you to go to the Revolution Simulation website and register. It doesn't matter what role you are, as Bob said at the start, there's a place in the community for pretty much anybody that has any type of interest. And then, of course, Wolfgang has his case studies and his compendiums available at the UberCloud website. So on behalf of Bob, Wolfgang, and myself, Alan Chalker, thank you very much for listening in, and please tune into our next virtual coffee break.